patriot, founding father, inventor. The man was a genius. Benjamin Franklin. If you want some Benjamins, listen to Benjamin. Stay tuned. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, we lead, we inspire. We are on our third and final video on the wisdom of Benjamin Franklin. And let's get right to it because the stuff's really good. Anger is never without a reason, but seldom with a good one. Speak little, do much. For every minute spent in organizing, an hour is earned. The importance of planning. I always thought that was from Abraham Lincoln. He said if I had a few hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend the first 2 planning and the last hour doing the chopping. But I guess Benjamin Franklin said it too. I'm sure other people said it before he. To cease to think creatively is to cease to live. All the little money that ever came into my hands was ever laid out in books. Now you need to keep in mind, during Benjamin Franklin's time, there wasn't any internet, there weren't any other, no TV, no other sources for information. The only way you could learn stuff was by attending a lecture, which were few and far between because transportation was difficult, or by reading books. Put your money into your education to know how to do what you need to do better. A false friend and a shadow attend only while the sun is shining. Fart for freedom, fart for liberty, and fart proudly. A friend in need is a friend indeed. When you're in trouble, somebody there to help you, that's a real friend. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. If passion drives, let reason hold the reins. Make sure the person that is the leader of the group has definite plans, has a reason, and is justified. Thinking aloud is a habit which is responsible for most of mankind's misery. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. All highly competent people continually search for ways to keep learning, growing, and improving. They do that by asking why. After all, the person who knows how will always have a job, but the person who knows why will always be the boss. Clean your finger before you point at my spots. Okay? Genius is nothing but a greater aptitude for patience. If you would be loved, love and be lovable. He that falls in love with himself will have no rivals. Only a virtuous people are capable of freedom. As nations become corrupt and vicious, they have more need of masters. Think about that one. Make yourself sheep and the wolves will eat you. In 1736, I lost one of my sons, a fine boy of 4 years old, by the smallpox, taken in the common way. I long regretted bitterly, and still regret, that I had not given it to him by inoculation. This I mention for the sake of parents who omit that operation on the supposition that they should never forgive themselves if a child died under it. My example showing that the regret may be the same either way, may be the same either way, and that therefore the safer should be chosen. Wow, can you believe that was written a couple hundred years ago and not talking about the pandemic. Whatever you become, be good at it. Motivation is when your dreams put on work clothes. Don't cry over spilt milk. A man must have a good deal of vanity who believes, and a good deal of boldness who affirms, that all the doctrines he holds are true and all he rejects are false. A learned blockhead is a greater blockhead than an ignorant one. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. There are two ways to increase your wealth: increase your means or decrease your wants. The best is to do both at the same time. He that blows the coals in quarrels that he has nothing to do with has no right to complain if the sparks fly in his face. You know, when I hear that, when you hear people that, try and be experts on stuff they don't know, hydroxychloroquine, whatever that was, my favorite one was the woman politician that was questioning somebody that said, hey, COVID-19, we've had 18 others, why don't you know what to do? And the guy said, well, the 19 is based upon the year, not upon how many we've had. And the woman went, okay. Don't be a big shot if you don't know. It's hard for an empty sack to stand upright. That's the follow-up to that one. Any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain. And most fools do. He that lives upon hope will die fasting. Glass, china, and reputation are easily cracked and never well mended. He that would live in peace and at ease must not speak all he knows, nor judge all he sees. Wow, as a parent, you just got to let your kids do it sometimes and make mistakes, or as a boss, you got to let your people that you're working with do it. That's the way they're going to learn. To succeed, jump as quickly at opportunities as you do at conclusions. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. Little strokes fell great oaks. Write your injuries in dust, your benefits in marble. Be grateful for what you have every day. He that is the opinion money will do everything may well be suspected of doing everything for money. He that's content hath enough. He that complains hath too much. God grant that not only the love of liberty, but a thorough knowledge of the rights of man may pervade all nations of the earth, so that anybody may set his foot anywhere on its surface and say, this is my country. Boy, he was thinking global even back then. Today, with this pandemic and the weather conditions, global warming, we got to think global. He was thinking it back then. Today is yesterday's pupil. A man wrapped up in himself makes a very small bundle. Energy and persistence conquer all things. If you know how to spend less than you get, you have the philosopher's stone. Wise men learn by others' harm. Fools by their own. That's why it's good to have a mentor. Learn by the follies of other people so that you don't make the same mistakes. Would you live with ease? Do what you ought and not what you please. Excuse me. God helps them that help themselves. Heard that one before. Tart words make no friends. A spoonful of honey will catch more flies than a gallon of vinegar. Say nice things. Originality is the art of concealing your sources. The eyes of other people are the eyes that ruin us. If all but myself were blind, I should want neither fine clothes, fine houses, nor fine furniture. The proud hate pride in others. What you would seem to be really. And the most important one for me, especially living in Texas, if you have a bald head, don't walk out in the sun because you will get burned. Okay, that wraps up our wise sayings from Benjamin Franklin. I hope you enjoyed hearing them as much as I enjoyed sharing them with you. And wisdom is timeless, is it not? Once again, philosophies, the foundations remain the same. Technology changes the way you do it, but still, the things that were meaningful back then are still meaningful today. Think of all of these sayings from Benjamin Franklin. Wow. And until we get together again next time, don't ration the passion, fashion the passion. I'm Eli's dad.